Hello, this is Ladia Yambala for Northeast Green Lifestyles TV. How we get around town is very closely linked to how large our environmental impact is on the planet. Pollution from automobiles has been linked to many health issues, as well as being an important contributor to greenhouse gases. On today's program, we'll check in with Chuck and Jonathan at the Montreal Car Show as they give us a peek into what's new in green transportation. Also, we'll take a look at Montreal's new innovative bike rental program and visit with a local car company that's producing vehicles for a greener future right here in our own backyard.
This program is funded in part by Immunofactor.info, an independent distributor of Immunotech, recognized by researchers and medical professionals around the world. Immunotech, makers of Immunocal, a dietary supplement scientifically proven to enhance the human immune system. And GoGreenInStages.com, a website dedicated to helping you go green and making the transition towards a more sustainable lifestyle. GoGreenInStages.com, and the Canadian Association for Renewable Energies, promoting feasible applications of renewable energies, as well as a business directory and information resources to over 28,000 global subscribers. www.renewables.ca.
Today we're in Montreal, Quebec, Canada for the International Auto Show, and today, Jonathan, we are going to go do what?
We're going to look at some of the various green technologies that are available for you guys.
Let's go take a ride. I'm with Jeremy from Subaru. This car here, the Subaru Outback, was voted one of the new green technology of 2009. Can you explain to me what makes this car so special?
Well, this is our new PZEV, so it's partially zero emissions vehicle. So we have 90% less emissions coming out of the tailpipes. So that's what's really the new technology for Subaru.
So it's not a hybrid, it's a completely new type of technology, environmentally friendly?
That's correct. So it's a gasoline engine. It's producing 170 horsepower. It's the same amount of horsepower as before. We get the exact same fuel consumption, but it's a much cleaner burn. It's a much more environmental car for the emissions.
So the production from the car, I mean, in terms of how you make the car, there's a lot of environmentally friendly things that Subaru's trying to do.
That's correct. Even our plant, our manufacturing plant, has been named in 2004 a zero landfill plant. So it's just from the production to driving the car, we're looking at a whole approach to the environment.
Thank you very much, Jeremy. So this is just some of the new technology that you can find. 2009 Subaru Outback, a PZEV, right? Hybrids, PZEVs, all kinds of great environmental cars here at the International Car Show in Montreal.
I'm here at the Green Zone, and putting more horsepower under the hood used to be the first and foremost goal. But nowadays, putting more fuel-efficient cells in the car is really the goal. We're here speaking with Eric, and he's going to tell us about how he's putting power under the hood.
We actually developed a new technology to have an electric motor that would be much more efficient and that would be able to address the segment of larger vehicle, so everybody could have their favorite vehicle but electric and in the same time green.
So you don't have to get a tiny car to go green?
No, it's really made for larger vehicle. It could be minivan, SUV, and it would work for everybody.
Okay, so is this a conversion that's done on the car? Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, it's a conversion but using our technology, but that could be applied to almost any vehicle actually.
Okay, so I could take my Volkswagen and I could turn it into a fuel-celled car?
Actually, a Volkswagen might be a bit small for what we develop, but the idea is pretty much like this. We'll go with battery, regular batteries or a lithium battery.
So show me some of the, show me under the hood, show me this battery and what's going on.
Well, in this case, we've got a stack of lead-acid battery, and we have a control system with the motor that's under there. There's no transmission, so there is practically no loss in there, and the motor will regenerate when you brake. So in general, the losses are minimal, and maintenance is almost to zero.
Wow, so it's efficient even for the driver.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay, so this is how much power do you really get out of a set of batteries, though?
It's true that you're limited with what you get in the batteries. So if you go with lead acid, you'll get the performance of a small V6. But somebody who wants to get more power, more range, you go to lithium, then you'll go better than a big V8 and still be green.
Wow, so more power than a V8 and still a green car.
Yeah, and $1 per 100 kilometer with our rates here.
Wow, that's fantastic. That sounds perfect for the times. And when can we start to see this technology in cars that we can that's accessible to the general public?
Well, we hope to be able to have kits that could be installed in cars for next year.
So next year, potentially we could have kits that we could put in our car to go 100 kilometers in.
And more. And that's the plan for next year.
Fantastic.
We're the only competitor that are officially in the X Prize from Quebec right now. There are only a few that have been so far approved, and I guess we should know by the end of next month whoever will compete with us.
Awesome, Eric. Thank you very much.
All right, we're with Miss Flavie Cote, a spokesperson from Hydro-Quebec, and Hydro-Quebec's getting in the car game also. She's going to explain a little bit me, what am I seeing with this battery car?
Essentially what you have at the center is TM4's all-electric motor. TM4 is a Hydro-Quebec subsidiary that basically produces motors and other systems to power vehicles such as the one that we have here. So it's state-of-the-art, and it's the most up-to-date, if I can say, generation of motors that TM4 has produced.
And in the Northeast, our winters can get really tough on cars sometimes to start them. I imagine this technology is comparable to the technology that's out there now, and your car's not going to freeze up on you in the winter.
No, actually, preliminary information tells us that all-electric vehicles do pretty good in such conditions. Maybe they work a bit harder, but that's normal for any type of vehicle or anything in extreme conditions. The good thing is that this motor is actually going to be tested in Norway this year and next year. And Norway's, they have pretty tough winters too there, so we'll be able to see how the vehicle reacts to those conditions. And obviously, that's going to be very important information for Hydro-Quebec and TM4's, of course.
And as Hydro-Quebec is part of the government, I imagine the government is helping companies moving towards more green energy, and this is just one step in that process.
Exactly. It's one step. It's the first step, but a big one, a very interesting one. And yes, we're working with the government, we're working with other utilities too, because you do have the question of having an all-electric vehicle, but there's also the question of standardizing processes, charging the vehicles, being sure that you have a distribution system that can actually cope with that additional demand and respond and basically communicate with vehicles too. So we're doing the motor, we're working on batteries, but we also have to prepare for that new load, that new demand that's going to show up in the next years, yes.
Thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're live in Montreal. We are at the International Auto Show. We're going to keep going around, show you some more green technology on Northeast Green Lifestyles TV.
I'm at the green zone of the Montreal Auto Show, and here they offer more than just environmentally friendly cars. Today we're speaking with a gentleman named David about some of the vehicles that he offers on the market. Can you tell me a little bit about these vehicles and firstly why they're green?
These 49cc scooters are completely electric, so there's no emissions and they produce no pollution. They've been approved since 2003. They got their DOT and CMVSS then in 2003. And they've been available in Vancouver and across Canada since 2005.
Great, and what are these suited for? Are these specifically for highway driving, short commutes? If someone's getting this, what do they want to be able to do with this specific vehicle?
Well, as a 49cc equivalent scooter, this is good for in the city. It'll get you about 60-kilometer range, so it's good enough to get to work and back. And that's all we really need in a day is about 60 kilometers.
So tell us where you see people using the scooter.
Well, here in Quebec, scooters are very popular, even though we only have 9 months of the year to ride them, basically, because of the weather. But Quebec City, for instance, they're extremely popular with young people, every age group, actually, because the streets are narrow, there's very little parking, there's a lot of hills, and everybody here at the show is telling us Quebec City's the place for these things. As well, Montreal, as you already know, our streets are crowded and we're going through a lot of construction right now. So I would say all across Quebec, the Northeast, these things would be great. Like I said, 9 months of the year.
Awesome.
And now to test your environmental IQ. What is the largest source of carbon monoxide in the U.S.? A. Factories. B. Motor vehicles. C. Trees. Or D. Landfills. The answer will be revealed later in the program.
My name is Yves Medor. I work for Natural Resources Canada in the Transportation and Energy Use Division. We focus on promoting or encouraging Canadians to buy the most fuel-efficient vehicle that meets their everyday needs. We provide them with tools to make those decisions, such as the annual fuel consumption guide, which has tricks to reduce your fuel consumption, and the fuel consumption rating for every 2009 vehicle available in Canada. When you're buying a vehicle, a fuel-efficient vehicle, especially a hybrid, what that'll do is it'll change your lifestyle. The best thing, what I tell people about buying a hybrid, is you'll change your driving habits to exploit the technology to get the best fuel mileage possible. And then people will notice you driving this vehicle, and it'll change your lifestyle in every aspect of eco-friendly living. Part of the trends that we see in North America, especially with fuel prices coming higher and higher, is manufacturers are voluntarily offering a lot of technologies in their vehicles that will allow consumers to drive more fuel-efficient vehicles. So we're seeing the manufacturers engage with the government to offer these new technologies to consumers in everyday vehicles. We believe that offering consumers a one-stop area where they can find all the information that they need to make the right choice to buy the most fuel-efficient vehicle that meets their everyday needs is a good way to encourage Canadians to buy these vehicles, and also it's a good way of reducing their greenhouse gas emissions, which is our overall goal in the Office of Energy Efficiency.
The following vehicles are the winners for the Eco Energy for Vehicles Awards for Most Fuel-Efficient Vehicles of 2009. In the two-seater category, there's the Smart Car, which is getting 48 miles per gallon in the city and 59 on the highway. In the subcompact category, there's the Mini Cooper with 40 miles per gallon in the city and 53 on the highway, and the Toyota Yaris, getting 41 in the city and 51 on the highway. In the compact category, there's the Honda Civic Hybrid, getting 60 miles per gallon in the city and 66 on the highway. As for the mid-size category, we have the Toyota Prius getting an incredible 71 miles per gallon in the city and 67 on the highway. In the full-size category, we have the Honda Accord Sedan getting 30 miles per gallon in the city and 44 on the highway. And also in the full-size category, there's the Hyundai Sonata getting 30 miles per gallon in the city and 46 on the highway. In the station wagon category, we have the Volkswagen Jetta Wagon TDI Clean Diesel with mileage of 42 miles per gallon in the city and 59 on the highway. Now we go to the pickup category, where we have the Ford Ranger and the Mazda B2300, both getting 29 miles per gallon in the city and 38 on the highway. In the crossover section, we have the Ford Escape Hybrid with a mileage of 49 miles per gallon in the city and 44 on the highway. In the minivan category, we have the Mazda 5 getting 29 miles per gallon in the city and 40 on the highway. And last but not least, in the large van category, we have the Chevrolet Express Cargo getting 20 miles per gallon in the city and 28 on the highway. Fuel-efficient vehicles have style, performance, and state-of-the-art technology. They're affordable, fuel-efficient, and save money on fuel and maintenance, as well as reduce energy consumption.
We encourage consumers who are in the market for a vehicle to visit vehicles.gc.ca, where you'll find information on how to buy, drive, and maintain the best vehicle that meets your everyday needs.
From scooters to the next generation of transport, I'm here with Michelin, who has an innovative and futuristic way of balancing the needs for transportation with the needs for the environment. So, hi Michelin, tell us a little bit about this vehicle that you got here.
Well, it's an ecological vehicle. It runs on two wheels, but with a system of gyroscopes that keeps my balance all the time. So it's a vehicle that does not need any gas, so it's electrical. All I have to do is plug it in, and away I go.
Awesome. So it's electric.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about how green it is beyond that.
Beyond that, it's 2 lithium-ion batteries, so I do not need to take any energy otherwise than plugging it in the wall. So I do not need anything else than electricity for the transport of the vehicle.
And where are some of the places that we can use the Segway?
Right now in Canada, we can use it almost everywhere. We suggest that you use it on the road as a bicycle or on bicycling rides or whatever. A lot of people use it on trottoir.
The sidewalk, yeah.
I'm sorry, I just lost the word, on sidewalks. But we do suggest that when they use the sidewalk, that they go at a slower pace, because it is a vehicle that can go up to 20 kilometers an hour.
Wow, so a personal vehicle that can go up to 20 kilometers an hour. Let me see. Where are some of the places that it's best suited for?
Right now, 80% of our sales are for commercial and industrial-wise. A lot of people with mobility problems are going to use the Segway to go from point A to point B, but we're selling here in Canada mostly police corps, security agencies, plants that have to go from point A to point B that have a lot of space to travel on, airports. There's a lot of applications. You can use them in about any places you want to use them right now. Camping grounds also use them. It's no
Camping grounds, what if it's a little bit rough? Doesn't it have to be driven on a flat surface?
No, it doesn't. There's another model that you can use for camping grounds. It's called the all-terrain. And there are bigger tires on it. It takes a little more energy for the battery to run, but otherwise it's a very big tire, and it uses 4 to 6 pounds each wheel, pressure-wise. So it really takes the bumps and everything, so you don't have any problems to go through around camping grounds, etc., etc.
Awesome. Is a Segway easy to learn, or do you have to, take a lot of practice in order to get to use one and balance well on it?
Well, somebody that's starting with it is going to take between 10 to 15 minutes to feel comfortable on it. We do give a small application course, about 15 to 20 minutes, to give all the pros and cons of the machine. So people are going to feel comfortable on the machine, but otherwise you're going to start feeling comfortable about 10 to 15 minutes. After half an hour, you don't want to get off the machine. You just want to stay on it. So it's very, very easy. It's just a question of confidence and having confidence in the machine. It's the machine that works for you. All you have to do is stay put on it, and you'll be able to ride all over the world.
Now, out here on the Northeast, a lot of our cities, especially this island of Montreal, are getting packed and congested. Are cars getting smaller? Are vehicles getting smaller to match?
Not really, not really. Unfortunately, here in Montreal, it's not really accepted yet. It's not tolerated yet. I know that the Montreal Police Corps has 2 machines, and they're testing them to see how it's going to work and how they're going to feel in the general population. But otherwise, no, the population right now has to put a lot of pressure on their local governments to have these vehicles so they can go from point A to point B, especially like cities like Toronto and Montreal, where they do have a lot of congestions downtown. This would be the perfect vehicle. Somebody living downtown in Montreal that has 4 to 5 kilometers to do, just get on your Segway, go to work, plug it in at work, come back at night. There will be no congestions being done. So you'll be somewhere, it will take maybe 8 to 10 Segways for one car. So basically the space that you're taking is really, really small compared to the car.
Cool. Are they fun to drive?
They're great to drive. It's really, really fun. People that get on the machine don't want to get off, literally. They just want to continue to push and push the machine. So, no, it's great. It's a really great feeling. You have the impression that you're like in a movie like Back to the Future, like on the hoverboard that we saw in Back to the Future. You have the impression that you're floating around. So it's really cool, yeah.
All right, Michelin, thank you very much. This is a lot of fun. It does feel like I'm riding on a board and just kind of floating around. It's great fun. Thank you.
Well, it was my pleasure, Jonathan. Hope to see you soon on a Segway.
Awesome. Thank you.
Chuck and Jonathan have found some great examples of innovative green transportation. Next, we're going to take a look at a new Canadian-based auto company that is producing what they hope to be the future of transportation, the Zen Car Motor Company.
The Zen Car is a fully electric low-speed vehicle. It has a federally regulated top speed of 40 kilometers per hour and is able to be legally operated on roads with posted speed limits of 35 miles per hour in Quebec, and you can also drive it in 41 of the 50 states in the US. It is a two-seater vehicle with a hatchback and plenty of storage. It is powered by 6 AGM advanced lead-acid batteries that provide between 50 to 80 kilometers of range per charge. The Zen can be charged to 80% capacity in as little as 4 hours and is fully recharged in 8 hours using a standard household outlet, basically enabling you to charge your car just like you charge your mobile phone, overnight. Beyond the fact that a Zen owner will never visit a gas station again, the Zen requires no oil changes or filters and no emissions tests or inspections. There is no tailpipe and therefore no toxic emissions. The Zen Car Company is headquartered in Toronto and the cars are being produced in Quebec. These vehicles may provide a great alternative transportation solution for environmentally conscious drivers who want to dramatically reduce their operating costs and free themselves from dependence on oil.
Montreal's bike rental program is taking the city by storm and is in fact the largest program of its kind in the Northeast. Let's take a look at this new innovative way to get around the city.
Bixi is the City of Montreal's public bike system. This service enables Montrealers to pick a bike from one station, travel to their destination, and return the bike to any other station in the network. In just 7 weeks, Montrealers have made over 220,000 individual trips covering over 1 million kilometers. The stations are installed progressively in the spring, starting at the beginning of May, depending on weather conditions. Stations are kept in service until the end of November before being removed from the streets during harsh winter months. 24-hour access gives you the right to an unlimited number of trips in a 24-hour period. For each trip, the first 30 minutes are free. Usage fees will be charged for longer trips. No less than 300 stations and 3,000 bikes are planned for, and that's just the start. The stations are strategically located and concentrated near Montreal's nerve centers and are separated by only 300 meters on average. The program has been developed to make Montreal an even more enjoyable place to live and work, and to increase Montreal's environmental sustainability. For more information about the Bixi program, you can go to www.bixi.com.
Well, that's all the time we have for this week's episode. Please don't forget to visit us online at www.negltv.org. This is Ladia Yambala for Northeast Green Lifestyles TV, and we'll see you next week.
This program is funded in part by Immunofactor.info, an independent distributor of Immunotech, recognized by researchers and medical professionals around the world. Immunotech, makers of Immunocal, a dietary supplement scientifically proven to enhance the human immune system. and GoGreenInStages.com, a website dedicated to helping you go green and making the transition towards a more sustainable lifestyle. GoGreenInStages.com and the Canadian Association for Renewable Energies, promoting feasible applications of renewable energies, as well as a business directory and information resources to over 28,000 global subscribers. www.renewables.ca.
And now for the answer to the environmental question of the day. What is the largest source of carbon monoxide in the U.S.? The answer is B, motor vehicles. To find out more, visit www.negltv.org.